Welcome back, everyone. Jim here. Well, you can see I'm standing at the chipper, WoodMaxx WM8H. Well, it's been cutting a little poorly, so I figure it's probably time to flip the blades. It's got two blades inside it, and they're double-edged blades, so all I need to do is take them off, flip them over. It's been about, I might not have turned them last year. I think it was a year before that I turned them. So they're due, and hopefully the table blade will be okay, because that's a bugger to change. But if it's not, then I'll have to get my table blade probably from home. Okay, so first off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off the cover, and there's a couple of thumb screws on both sides. You'll need to remove the drive shaft. And it's probably a good time to grease up your drive shaft at the same time. For future reference, these covers are 16mm metric. There's a blade cover on both sides. The nuts on the back side are a 17mm. I would suggest you take some kind of pick and make sure that they're clean. Because you want to be able to get your Allen wrench in there and bottomed out. All right. Now you want to be careful when these bolts come out. Don't get fat fingered. Don't let them fall down in there, because you might be a pain in the ass. You might have to remove that bottom cover to get at them, and it would just be an extra step that's not necessary. Also, what I try to do is put a piece of wood in here to help keep this thing from turning. Just while I loosen the nuts. Put a little something through the hole, that way you won't lose the blade. You can see how it's been chipping. When they get dull, that's what happens. You end up getting long slivers. Here's what the blades look like. Try to get in the shade here so you can see it.
Yeah, they can see it.
Can you?
Yeah.
It says WoodMaxx on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can see it's got...
Red is record, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's got two sharp edges.
Yeah.
Two sharp edges. And so the life of this blade, I can use it twice.
You turn it over?
When one edge gets dull, you end for end it, use the other edge. The table blade is the same idea. After two uses, you also change the bolts. It's got elastic stop nuts, and you wouldn't want to use those more than twice, I don't think, on something like this. some might even question using them once and then taking them off, because the elastic part, it'll have memory, and when you screw it on the bolt once, it's cut threads into that plastic, and when you flip the blade around, you use the same setup. So might be good for twice. I imagine that's what the manufacturer sends, so I'm assuming that's good for twice, 2 uses. Again, be careful on the back side that you don't drop the nut down the hole.
What do you have, a piece of cloth there, Jimmy, to catch them if they go?
Well, actually, that's what I usually put in there, is a piece of cloth on the other side. If you did happen to lose it down in the hole, this bottom plate here would be at the bottom of the wheel, and that's probably where you could clean it out.
And find them?
And find them.
Okay. Wait a minute. Okay.
When assembling it, recall that it says torque the blade bolts to 35 to 40 pounds to prevent breakage. I'm going to use one of these screws that was in the plate. Now, the reason I'm using that is because when I start torquing these, it'll give this some place to come up against. I'm going to start the middle one first. You can see the Allen wrench come right up against there. And when you torque, you grab the end of the bar. You don't grab the middle, you grab the end. And you're listening for a click. Hear it? Right there? That means you've overcome the resistance in the torque bar, and it's telling you that's enough. Go to the next one. Might not seem like it's very tight. When you look at this bar, it's almost 2 foot long, so there's quite a bit of torque on that bolt. And that was 40 foot-pounds.
I thought you're supposed to do 30.
It recommends 35 to 40.
Okay.
And it's all engineered based on the strength of the bolt and the nuts and everything else. So,
Okay.
the thought process is if you go much tighter than that, you could strip it.
Yeah.
Or stretch the bolt
Yep.
beyond its lifetime use. So there's one side. Alright, so those blades are all in. The more tedious part, there's a blade right on the table here. And it goes right under the roller, the pinch roller. That one's a bugger to get at. And what I'm going to do is disassemble a lot of this stuff so I can reach in there and get it. Okay, working from the other side, I've got to release the springs, take this pump motor off, probably release one of these arms, get the pinch roller out of there, and then I can actually get to the bed. The last time I tried changing that blade, I actually worked from the very end of the chute, and what I did was try to pry this so it's up out of the way, and then at the same time trying to get the correct measurement, and it wasn't fun. So there. down. Alright. There. Now. Well, I gotta say, that's a lot easier to get at. Got some shit to clean out of there. There's the plate right there. I know it's a hard thing to see here. It's a hard thing to see. I'm going to try to clean it up, but that's the plate right there. Okay, so I got the new blade in there. Now I've got to try to adjust it. I'm not exactly sure how close or how far off I am. Here's the new blade coming down. Alright, so the blade is in there, and she appears to be tight. You can see there's about enough room for a playing card to get down through there. So that's what I'm going to go with, and they're all tight. Now it's just a matter of putting it back together again. There, she's all ready to hook up again. So anyway, thanks for coming along with me on this journey. She's a good little wood workhorse. I haven't had really any trouble with it other than the blades getting dull. So anyway, if you enjoyed watching me do this, if you learned anything, as long as you're familiar with tools, I think most anybody could do it. But if you're scared of using tools, you know, obviously get hold of somebody that can help you. So thanks for watching. Give me a like and a subscribe, please, if you haven't already. Ring that bell, and I'll be back at you with more videos. Thanks. Bye.